There are teams of crisis specialists in West Virginia that focus on children and young people. They're called the Children's Mobile Crisis Response and Stabilization Teams, and they operate in 7 regions across the state. Hannah Klein hit the road in Huntington with one of those teams.
We've had calls where it is, my child is wanting to kill themselves, or they're cutting.
Most days, Raquel Munoz and Caitlin Smith-Zimmerman are heading to de-escalate a family crisis involving children.
I found them with a razor, or sometimes it's just they got into a fight at school.
It's an on-demand job. They go when called. This team is headed by Prestera, a behavioral health services provider that covers a 10-county area. Prestera's CEO says depression and anxiety among youth skyrocketed during the pandemic, leading to an increase in calls to their Children's Mobile Crisis Response and Stabilization Teams, a service Prestera began rolling out in 2019.
You can imagine what that would be like from their perspective if they're at home that whole time dealing with whatever was going at home. So they're going to survive the best way they can.
A study from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shows more than 55% of the kids who took part in a survey reported experiencing emotional abuse by a parent or other adult in the home.
It could be anything.
This includes swearing, insulting, or putting them down. Munoz says the number of calls also vary from day to day. Sometimes they may get 1, while other days they could get 8 calls.
Staffing is an issue. So it's very difficult if I don't have enough staff and somebody calls that's very far away.
Health experts say the pandemic brought with it long-term mental health damage for kids and families across the nation. However, these mobile teams remind children and families that it's okay to not feel okay, and that help is there when it's needed.
It takes a community to raise families and healthy families. It's not 1 or 2 people, it's all of us. And I think that's what we need to realize.
And these teams hit the road as part of that community. In Huntington, Hannah Klein, Eyewitness News.
To contact the Children's Mobile Crisis Team, you can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-642-3434.